A few years ago, I had negative $40 in my bank account. Not $40, negative $40. I was sitting in a Chipotle bathroom calling my mom to transfer money so I could pay for a $9 burrito for my girlfriend at the time. Fast forward to today, I'm making over $100,000 per month. But here's what's crazy. I don't work 80-hour weeks. I don't sacrifice time with family, and I'm not some naturally gifted entrepreneur. I just discovered how to break what I call the time for money trap. And in the next few minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly what this trap is, why every side hustle you tried has failed because of it, and the simple system that finally breaks you free from trading your time for money. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried Uber, DoorDash, freelancing, dropshipping, or any other side hustle and felt like you were working harder and harder, but never actually getting ahead? Here's the brutal truth. It's not your fault. There's a hidden trap built into all of those models, something I call the time for money trap. When you drive for Uber, you make money only while you're driving. You work 4 hours, you might make $60 after gas and expenses. You work 8 hours, maybe $120. It's a one-to-one trade. The exact same amount you put in is the maximum you can get out. Let's say you're exhausted after working your 40-hour-a-week job. You come home, your kids need you, your spouse needs you, you're drained. And you got maybe 5 to 10 hours a week to dedicate to something else. If you're stuck in a time for money business model, that means you're capped at earning whatever you could produce in those 5 to 10 hours. That's it. For most people doing gig work, that's $200 to $400 a month. Maybe that's why 71% of side hustlers earn less than $500 a month. It's not because they're not working hard enough. It's not because they're not smart enough. It's because they're trapped in a model where their income is physically limited by the number of hours they could work. The next tip on breaking the time for money trap is understanding what leverage actually means. Here's what most people don't understand about building real wealth. Every successful business uses leverage. Think about it. McDonald's doesn't make money because the CEO is flipping burgers 80 hours a week. They make money because they have systems, processes, and other people doing the work while the business owner focuses on higher level activities. But here's the problem with most side hustles. They're all you dependent. Uber, you have to drive. Freelancing, you have to do the work. Dropshipping, you have to manage orders, customer service, suppliers. You are the business. When you stop, the money stops. But what if there is a way to build a business where technology can handle the hardest part for you? That's exactly how you break the time for money trap. If you ever felt stuck trading your time for money and you're ready to learn how to use leverage in your own business, comment leverage below. I read every comment and I love to hear your thoughts. Another way this system breaks the time for money trap is by using AI to do the work for you. Now, I'm not talking about some sci-fi robot taking over the world. I'm talking about simple automation tools that could have conversations for you. Think about it. What's the hardest part of any business? Getting customers, right? Most people fail not because they can't deliver a service, but because they don't know how to find people who want to buy from them. But what if you could have a system that reaches out to potential customers for you, has initial conversations to see if they're interested, answers their basic questions, qualifies whether they're a good fit, and books them on your calendar for a call, all while you're at your day job, having dinner with family, or sleeping at night? This isn't some fantasy. This technology exists right now. Regular people are using it to build real businesses. Now, before I move on to the next tip, if you want to see exactly how this works, I put together a free training called The Best AI Online Business to Start as a Beginner. That shows you the complete behind the scenes of how I went from having negative $40 in my bank account and asking my mom for Chipotle money to landing my first $2,000 client in just 3 days and hitting 10K in my first month. Just click the link in my description box below and I'll send it to you. It breaks down the exact messages, the tools used, and the step-by-step process. Now, the next thing you need to understand about breaking the time for money trap is choosing the right business model. Here's what I discovered after failing at dropshipping and losing $900 to scams. The businesses that actually work long-term solve real problems for people who can afford to pay for solutions. Small businesses, real estate agents, gyms, online coaches, solar companies, they all have the same problem. They don't know how to consistently get new customers. They're either not doing any outreach at all, leaving money on the table, doing it manually and burning out, hiring expensive agencies they can't afford, trying to figure it out themselves, and failing. So instead of competing with millions of other people selling $20 products on Amazon, what if you help these businesses solve their biggest problem? And what if you could charge $3,000, $4,000, even $5,000 per month because you're solving a problem that's worth way more than that to them? Suddenly, you don't need hundreds of customers. You need 3 to 5. This is how you escape the time for money trap, by charging premium prices for solving expensive problems. The next thing about this system that breaks the time for money trap is that it's actually realistic. Look, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. This is probably another scam. And honestly, I'd be thinking the same thing if I were you. I've been scammed. I bought courses that promised everything and delivered nothing. So let me be crystal clear about what this is and what it isn't. This is not push button passive income, money while you sleep with zero work, get rich quick, a magic solution that requires no effort. This is a real business model that requires real work. We're talking 5 to 10 hours a week. A system where you still have to take sales calls and close deals. An approach where technology handles the hardest part, finding interested prospects. A proven method that works if you implement it. I'm not selling you a dream. I'm showing you a system. Let me share some real examples of regular people using this approach to break the time for money trap. Levin, a 16-year-old, landed a $17,000 client. Yassine, a 20-year-old, went from $0 to $35,000 a month. Renee landed his first $1,250 client within 4 days. Issa got his first $1,500 client in 2 weeks. These aren't some special naturally gifted entrepreneurs. Levin is literally in high school. Yassine had zero business experience. Most of these people work full-time jobs or are students. The difference? They're using leverage instead of trading time for money. Here's another key to breaking the time for money trap: understanding the simple math. Most side hustles require you to make hundreds or thousands of sales to hit meaningful income. Dropshipping, you need 200 to 2,000 sales per month at $5 to $50 profit to make 10K months. That's exhausting. That's why most people quit. But with this model, the math is completely different. Let's break it down. You charge a client $3,500 a month for AI messaging services. You pay a service provider $1,250 a month to handle the technical work. You keep $2,250 a month profit per client. At 3 clients, that's $6,750 a month profit. At 5 clients, $11,250 a month profit. At 7 clients, that's $15,750 a month profit. You only need 3 to 7 clients to completely change your financial situation, not 300 customers, not 3,000 website visitors. Just 3 to 7 business relationships. This is the power of breaking the time for money trap with high ticket services. Another beautiful thing about this system that breaks the time for money trap is you don't need to be the expert. Most people think, I can't help businesses with AI. I don't know how to build AI systems. Here's the thing, you don't have to. You're not the technician. You're the connector. Think of yourself as a general contractor building a house. The general contractor doesn't do the plumbing, electrical, or roofing themselves. They connect the homeowner with the right specialist. That's exactly what you're doing here. You find businesses that need help getting customers. You connect them with the service providers who handle the technical AI setup. You manage the relationship and make sure everyone's happy. The service providers do the technical work. You focus on the communication and relationships. This is how you could break the time for money trap, even if you're not technical. So what do you need to break the time for money trap with this system? You don't need to be technical. You don't need to build anything. You don't need to be a marketing genius. You need these 3 skills: communication, having conversation with business owners about their problems; organization, managing a few client relationships; follow through, actually doing what you say you're going to do. That's it. The technology handles finding prospects and having initial conversations. Service providers can handle the technical delivery. You focus on the relationship and business management. It's the first business model I've seen that actually makes sense for people with full-time jobs and families who want to break the time for money trap. Now, at this point in the video, you might be wondering, okay, Renzo, but how do I actually get started? What are the exact first steps I need to take? That's why your next step is to watch this video where I'll teach you how to get your first $3,500 a month client using the exact tools, scripts, and step-by-step process. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.